What's up everyone, today we're going to be going over GNUS Brand's CEO annual letter and more. Let's get into the video. Hi everyone, my name is Zach and welcome back to Finance Bro. Before we get into GNUS Brand's CEO annual letter and how this will affect the stock's price, I'd like to ask you guys to please leave a comment of your favorite stock at the moment, why it's your favorite stock at the moment, and to also leave a like and subscribe as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't made an account with WeBull yet, go ahead and get signed up with WeBull and you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850, but more on that later. So I made a video on GNUS Brand a few weeks ago and gave my thoughts and some upcoming catalysts that the stock has, and one of those catalysts came up today, so I figured I would make a video on it and give you guys a little update. And that catalyst is going to be GNUS Brand's CEO annual letter, and they go over a lot of good stuff in here, a lot of things that should be positive for the stock's price. The stock was trading up 9% this morning in the pre-market, and then it has fallen all the way down to down 6% today. So we'll go over a few reasons why that could be, as well as just go over the CEO's annual letter in general. So here we go, let's get into the GNUS Brand CEO annual letter. Basically just starts out talking about what he's done, why he matters, none of that really matters. And he says, I share this because today 5,000 animated half hours produced later, my colleagues and myself at GNUS Brands are not one iota less excited creating new animated programs for children which will entertain and innovate. In the letter, he said that they're going to go over the GNUS Brand's balance sheet, which is what I really want to get into, Marvel announcement, acquisitions in 2020, including the Stanley universe, which is the Marvel, all that, acquisitions going forward, tentpoles of today and tomorrow, cartoon channel, TikTok, NFT, COVID, diversity, and the future of GNUS Brand. So a lot of good stuff in here. We only get a letter like this once a year, so it's really important that we go over it in depth. They say that the growth that they expect to be driven by is going to be advertising on their channel, sales of our programs to global broadcasters, royalties paid from consumer product sales based on our characters, and growth through our acquisitions. So basically, these are the things how they expect to grow, and these are things that you need to know if you're going to be investing in GNUS Brands. So here we go. They say cash is important at GNUS, and they have $140 million of cash in the bank today and zero debt, and that is what I love to see. I am a total anti-debt person. I think there are good types of debt and there are times where debt is necessary in a business, but if it's not necessary and you can have $140 million in cash in the bank and have zero debt, I feel as if that's a very big win for GNUS Brands. They say they have approximately 40 million warrants, which is priced at $2.37, and if those warrants are exercised, then the company will have about $100 million more in cash than the $140 million they already have. So basically this could, dilute shares a bit, but people are only going to exercise these warrants if the stock's price goes above $2.37, because why would they exercise the warrants if it's at a higher price than what it's trading at right now? So this is something we can GNUS Brand expects for their stock's price to go over $2.37, so that's a good sign that this stock could be rising in the future. So they say they want to use this cash for their upcoming tentpole series, Shaq's Garage, which is going to be cool, by the way. For development and production of new animated brands is really good. It is for marketing and growing the cartoon channel. That's their major breadwinner. So that's good. And then acquisitions such as Stanley's universe, Marvel, all that. Then they bring up Marvel. Yesterday we made a long-awaited announcement regarding our agreement with Marvel Entertainment. The genesis of that agreement derives from our package of Stan Lee rights and the creation of Stan Lee Universe. So Stan Lee was of course the most prolific and successful creator of our time. I would definitely agree with that. And then he made all of these things, which is, I love the Marvel series, so GNUS getting this collaboration is just beautiful. And then they say that Stan Lee was a dear friend and personal mentor of the CEOs, I'm assuming, and we have been fortunate at GNUS to contract a broad package of rights which effectively leaves us the steward of Stan Lee's legacy. It is a solemn responsibility and one we take with great gravity. Stan Lee's IP, intellectual property post-Marvel, so not in Marvel, Stan Lee's name and likeness, Stan Lee's signature, Stan Lee's merchandising, and Stan Lee banner for new IP. So basically, they have everything post-Marvel, which is a big thing that we need to think about when investing in Genius. If they could have gotten some things from Marvel that Stan Lee had created, then Genius would be in a much better position. So this is probably why shares aren't skyrocketing for Genius, because a lot of people that were investing in Genius thought that they could get some more, Marvel things in this package, but they didn't. So it's something to think about. Alright, here's another thing that I'm sure a lot of you are interested. So TikTok. The importance of TikTok with today's kids cannot be overstated. We are using TikTok influencers to promote the channel. So that is something that I think is very undervalued, is TikTok influencers and influencers in general. They have a lot of influence over all of their followers. So this is very good for Genius to be getting involved in TikTok. And then they talk about NFTs, and as you guys know, I love to talk about NFTs on the channel. We talk about a lot of NFT stocks, so I didn't know they were going to be talking about NFTs at all, so let's read this. With the recent excitement surrounding NFTs, non-fungible tokens, many companies have come to us with proposals to enter that space. Genius would be a perfect company to flourish in NFTs because of 4 points. We have highly recognized characters and pre-sold intellectual property, including original art, original audio, original video, and built-in brand equity. We have platforms that create exposure and continuing awareness for our characters and properties. Several of our characters, like Stan Lee, have followings in the many millions. Genius Brands has a broad investor base, not only with some of the largest institutional funds, but over 400,000 retail shareholders. So yeah, I definitely agree. They could definitely get into the NFT space very heavy. And the NFT space, while it seems like it's exploding in growth, it might be a bit overvalued right now. I don't think we're seeing even half the value that we could be seeing with NFTs in the future. So them getting into NFTs, especially in the sector of the market they're in, is literally the perfect play. This is going to be the best move. The upcoming generation is going to be, involved heavily in NFTs. So this is very good for Genius Brands. So you might be wondering to yourself, this seems like a lot of good news. Why is Genius not trading higher right now? Well, Bazinga thinks it could be traders and investors are likely selling off Genius Brands as they may have hoped for more depth to a Marvel collaboration than what was shared today. Genius Brands is a kid media company. It's engaged in developing, producing, marketing, and licensing brand. We already know all that. So basically, yeah, this is my thesis too, is that Genius isn't trading higher today because a lot of people thought that they would be more involved with Marvel than they are right now, because basically they just got all of Stan Lee's intellectual property post-Marvel. So I think a lot of people were thinking that they would be a lot more involved with Disney than they really are. Alright, but with all that out of the way, let's get into some technical analysis. So as you can see, earlier today, there was a big spike in the pre-market. So in the pre-market, it was trading up about 10%. And then obviously right at the open, because everyone was really excited for this annual letter that was coming out and the Marvel or Disney announcement. But then people saw that they're not getting totally immersed with Marvel and Disney, and then it decided to sell off throughout the day. So it hit a high of $2.32, and now it has sold all the way off, as you can see, to $1.96. I'm honestly more bullish today than I was a day ago about Genius Brands. I do like Genius Brands a lot. The fact that they don't have any debt and they have $140 million of cash on hand, that is positive to me. But obviously investors did not like that they didn't have a larger announcement about Disney, which is understandable. But a lot of people have a lot of unrealistic expectations for Genius. But if you wait the long game with Genius Brands, I think that this could be a big company going forward. So the little kid space, that's a good space to get into. Families and parents love to spoil their children, and I'm sure that they'll be able to sell a lot of product, and that children will love this new brand and platform that they are creating. As for my overall thoughts, I know I just kind of gave them, but I'm more bullish today than I was yesterday. As for my bull thesis, I think that this stock could, not return to $11 levels like it was at last year. That's 5 years. I don't think it can return back to $11 like it was at But I think we can be seeing the $3 to $4 levels in the next couple of months, just depending on if there's more news and a big catalyst coming up. Obviously, they have an earnings call on April 13th. I'm not sure if it's pre-market after hours, but it's April 13th. So we can see how they do there. Obviously, they'll be updating their balance sheet and everything. So I'll be definitely looking out for April 13th. And yeah, I'm pretty much bullish on this stock now. I don't have a position, but I'm thinking about creating one. It just depends on over the next couple days if it stays above $1.80. But that's my thoughts. But I want to remind you guys that I'm not a financial advisor and that this is not financial advice. If you do want financial advice, make sure you seek it out from a professional financial advisor, not some guy you met on the internet 5 minutes ago. But if you are interested in this stock and you have not made an account with WeBull yet, what are you doing? You got to get into pre-market and after hours with us. All you got to do is sign up for an account, deposit $100, and you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. And now for comment of the day. Y'all comment and I'll pick one of your comments for comment of the day. And today's comment of the day is coming from M.Jessica. She said, it went up a little over $7 yesterday, not today. The rest of the due diligence looks good though. Thank you, Jessica. I really try on my due diligence and I try to just give my thoughts on the stock. We are reporters of stocks, so that's what we try to do. We're not trying to give you guys like callouts or anything, so don't take any of our videos as callouts. I just want to say that because I think a lot of you take that as callouts. Just because we make a video on a stock does not mean that we are buying it or we think you should buy it. We're just giving all the information we can give about a stock. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and it shows we're doing something right here. But my name is Zach, and I'll see you in the next video.